Hey everybody, welcome back to Raw Vibrant Rejuvenation. My name is Light. If you're new here, my channel is about detoxification, regeneration, healing, living a healthy lifestyle, having fun, being healthy, and all things in between. If you're new here, give me a like, a subscribe if you like what I'm putting out there. Share this if you can. Hit the bell. This channel has actually grown a little bit. I was able to post some things without them getting on a few little things, but a lot of the other groups, they just take me down. But you know, there's always going to be haters, you know. There's always going to be haters in this world of duality, you know. So what can we do? But yeah, it's cool. Hey, maybe I'll actually get a landing page. Maybe I'll actually get a website. But until then, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing here. So if you guys do need my help, if you need a consultation, you can email me. I'm at rawvibranthealth@gmail.com. And it's always a pleasure and amazing to meet you guys and read your comments and to work with you guys if you need my help. So yeah. Life is good. I hope everyone's doing well out there. I hope you are following your heart and trusting the universe, following your bliss, of course. But I want to get into mucoid plaque today. Everyone's favorite subject, I know. You know, if people only knew what was inside them, if people had even the slightest idea of what is stuck in their digestive system, they would freak out, guys. They would freak out. And if you Google this stuff, you'll see a lot of people say it's not real. It's yeah, well, why don't you experiment on yourself, do a fast, and see this stuff come out of you? Then that's the true science, you know. So I have to say that you know, there's two things really that explain literally everything when it comes to your health. Two things. The first thing is your lymphatic system, you know, which is your immune system. It's really your lymphatic system. It's in your whole body. It's your system that deals with your wastes. So if people really had an understanding of the lymphatic system and then the kidneys and how that is so imperative to getting out the mucus and the metabolic waste, a lot of it out from the kidneys, then people would really go, whoa, they would have huge aha moments, you know. The other thing that does explain everything is the mucoid plaque, guys. You have a small intestine and a large intestine, guys. Okay? And as you progress in your life and you eat more foods that create mucus in the body, you're going to start over time clogging up more and more and more internally in your small bowel, and in your large bowel, your colon, okay? So over time, things are going to start to harden. There's going to be blockages. Maybe you have a prolapse. Maybe you have just your transverse colon is prolapsing. Maybe you have some strictures, some bowel pockets, or diverticulitis, those sorts of things that are just blocking you up and creating just a wall. your bowel wall is getting, you know, it's just getting thicker and thicker until there's like not any space left in parts of your bowel, and it's just not healthy. It's crazy that this happens, but it all comes down to chemistry. There's only two sides of the chemistry, guys. There's alkaline and acid. So if you eat the raw fruits and vegetables, the foods that are full of life, you're going to get what? You're going to get life. If you eat foods that are dead, and if you eat death, do I really have to say what that's going to do to you? Do I really have to say? And people just go, oh my God, I got this disease. You know, I got this disease. You didn't just get the cancer or the diabetes. It took a long time to develop. You know, you can think you're really healthy and then one day wake up and finally all the stuff that you've done all of those laws of nature that you've broke. You know, you don't always get caught every time you know what I mean, that you're running through the red light, but eventually you get caught, right? It's the same thing with your health, right? And it's good to be extreme with some things, right? Because like I said, you want to eat life, you want life, or do you want to eat death? If you're extreme, you can be extreme and have cancer, diabetes, all sorts of pains and issues, encumbrances, burdens that you're carrying with you for your whole life sometimes. Or you can be extreme and just eat fruits and drink juices and take herbs and meditate and do yoga and self-love and get a massage and do an enema, do a colonic. It's just that simple. Like, it's just that simple. So you guys, you know, it's really not that extreme just to eat uncooked foods. We're the only species that cooks our food, you know? Look at the species-specific diets for different animals. We are by far mostly a frugivore. We don't have, you know, I'm not going to get into it, but we don't have the digestive system of all these other ones. We don't have, I mean, we have, look it's perfect for picking the apple, for peeling the banana, for picking the berries. It's just, you know, so you want to eat more and more of this stuff. But really, to get this stuff out of you, the best and easiest ways to do it is a colonic and an enema. That is going to really get this stuff out of you. Like, let's say if you don't believe it, well, go eat some tempeh, go eat some potatoes, go eat some of this stuff, and then do a colonic or an enema, and you will see that that food that is acidic was starting to turn into mucus into your body, and it's still clear and fresh mucus. I know it's gross. If you're going to eat fruits and you do a colonic or an enema, if there's any mucus, it's not from the fruits, it's from the stuff that the fruits are helping to pull out of you, that loosen up and get out of you. So that's a really good way to really see it. And I've done it so many times at this point. Like, I really have, to be honest, fasted quite a bit. And I've also put other people on fasts. So I've seen this every time and time again. It's just a no-brainer at this point. You always see what is a mucus-forming food and what isn't. And you can see that, like I said, the best way to really actually see that is to eat the whatever foods you want and then do the colonic or the enema afterwards, right? And of course, I don't, you know, there's a lot of people that hate on these things. Believe me, I don't recommend doing these things all the time. I recommend only mindfully and intelligently using these things as tools. That's always how I've been. So if anyone wants to call me out on that, guys, these things are life-changing if you can do them at the right time, you know. You do them at the right time, but really the biggest thing is to just fast. That's the number one way to really get the mucoid plaque out of you guys. It's the really number one fastest way to get this stuff out of you is if you fast. Water fasting or juice fasting. If you're going to water fast, you really better know what you're doing. You really better do some research if you're doing a longer water fast. Okay, and that's why juice fasts are so nice, a long period of time, months even, when you're just on juices, because most people, they can still exercise to some degree, depending on what's going on. They can still live pretty much their normal schedule. They can even work some, although I do recommend do not work and do not do physical activity unless your body is feeling good. If it's feeling good, go for it. If you need to rest, you better rest. So, but that's why it's so good to fast, you know? You take the time and the discipline to really take care of yourself, and when you don't have the fiber in there, it's the best way to get this mucoid plaque out of you. It's the best way to get it out. Water fasting too, but juice fasting as well. Because if you keep putting fiber in there, it takes an incredible amount of energy to digest our food. So if we are not having that fiber in us, then we're gonna be able to start, everything's gonna just come out like slime. It's gonna come out, it's gonna loosen, and it's a process. It doesn't always come out at once. Sometimes it's just little bits at a time. Once you get cleaner and cleaner, like me, when it comes out of me, it's not huge ropey things anymore like it used to be. Okay? But this stuff is very real, and I do love the herbs. you know, for the bowels, of course, and for the lymphatic system, and all these herbs are great. Tinctures, capsules, teas, and then you can also do brooms like the bentonite, charcoal, psyllium. That's kind of the general thing that a lot of people do, and that thing is great. It is great. Although I do recommend doing that, the GI broom, kind of like 5 times a day for 5 days, which is like Dr. Schultz recommends that too. He's good. But really, these herbs and everything are great, and they are really, really even better when you're fasting, in my experience. But if you're not fasting, the number one thing to do to get the mucoid plaque out, to get a lot of it out, is to fast, to do a long juice fast. You do, you know, 2, 3, 4 months on juices, you're going to get a lot of this stuff out of you, most of it out. And so then the trick is, then the mission is to just not put too much heavy stuff back in you after you are done fasting, which is, I know it's really hard. That's the hardest thing when you're breaking the fast and all that, and it's a challenge, but that's the task at hand. Let's say you took the time and the energy and the focus to do this long fast. Well, that's just half the battle. So why don't you keep continuing to do good to yourself, continuing the self-love and the art of harmonious living and natural attunement, and continue to, like I said, just keep eating the fruits, keep eating the light salads and the smoothies, and try to go easy on the raw gourmet and have the nuts, the seeds, and of course animal products. I never recommend or milk or any of those other things, grains. All that stuff is going to block you up again and start to give you more mucoid plaque. It's going to form, but it's a balance, right? It's an art, and so there's always we have to tune into ourselves, right? We have to tune into ourselves and see, okay, are we overdoing it? What is the body saying? And you will get the answers. Just don't pretend like you don't hear them, because we all at times pretend like we're not listening to this wisdom that the body is always telling us, you know. Yeah, so, if people only knew what was in them, the only way you're going to know is if you do this yourself. You get this mucoid plaque out of you, and like I said, yeah, like if you're having issues in your body, your lymphatic system is backed up, and or your bowels are backed up, and you have a ton of mucoid plaque in you. Once you get that mucoid plaque out, your issues in your head are going to clear up a lot quicker, because your head is going to drain. Because every time you have a transverse colon that's backed up, or basically any part of your GI tract that's backed up, you'll have mucus issues in your head, and once you drain that bowel, then this gets to drain a lot quicker. And once you heal all the other parts of your body and the different glands, you target the different glands that are more weak with certain herbs, and you really see what's the best thing to do in each moment and each day. And do I need to eat? Maybe I'll drink a little bit less juice today, or maybe I'll do this differently, or maybe I think it's time to do that enema. It's been like 3 days, or it's been a week since I did the last one, and over time you're just going to keep getting well and more healthy, and you're going to be vibing high. And I hope that this video helps, and this stuff is very real. I've seen it so many times, and it's, when it comes out of you, you're just like, oh, you might have, like especially if you're fasting, you might have a few days sometimes when you're really feeling like crap, pun intended. But then it's usually because the mucoid plaque is starting to unharden, and over time the juices or the water, if you're only having water, is going to you're giving your body so much rest, and the stuff's going to come out of you. And then once that stuff comes out of you, you're just like, whoa. And I've had that happen to me so many times. But like I said, for me personally, now it's like when I go and fast, it's like I just have little bits of it coming out, because I'm generally heading in a pretty clean and light direction. Although I do have my moments, to be honest. Food is a very hard thing for me. It is. Just when I thought I had it figured out, it's just the level of attachment to it is, to be honest, I'm not always perfect with it, but But yeah, it's all about going in the right direction, you know, and we don't have to be Mr. Purification, and but at the same time, we don't want to go to the other end and just you know, just eating Bill Gates burgers and, you know, things like that, like just supporting things that like really aren't going to keep us feeling good, you know. So it's really good to research things and to check out, study things, and try to always source the best food. You know, is this food that I'm getting, does it have a pure vibration, you know? Does it have good energy? Was it grown in good soil? Can I trust them when they say it's organic? It's really hard to trust them out here in Bali when they do that, when you ask them that, but you know. So anyways, I'm gonna not rant, but I wanted to give you guys a little video and get this stuff out of you guys. I'm telling you, you're gonna be really glad you did. You're really gonna be feeling a lot better. And yeah, I always see someone's not drinking enough juice, someone's not doing certain things, you know, you're just not going to get the mucoid plaque out quick enough. You know, you gotta follow certain guidelines, but you know, every case is different. You know, every case is different. You know, we all have our own little things, and but yeah, if you guys are struggling, change it. That's all you got to do. Just change it, and always just go in here, open it up more, open up the heart more, and continue to live from the heart. That's where we're at right now. The world needs us. The world needs us to be doing that. So I love you guys, and I'm out.